After understanding imagery, now we shall go ahead with the next topic for our discussion, that is figures of speech. This is one of the important elements of poetry. So poetic devices can be referred to as form of literary devices. Poetic devices are kind of literary devices used in poetry. In literature, we call them literary devices in general. When we talk about poetry, then we call these literary devices as poetic devices. And when you talk about drama, they become dramatic devices. Okay. So the poetic devices are used as different elements in a poem. So they can be structural, verbal, visual, rhythmic, metrical, grammatical. So poetic devices can be verbal. Verbal means related to language, visual, related to sight. You are familiar with the terms visual now. Eyes means you can see something. Or these poetic devices can be structural. In terms of structure, we talk about rhythm. Rhythm means stress, falling tone, rising tone, or what we call this stress and stress. Then metrical, meter. Meter means in poetry we chand. The Marathi word for meter is chand. Emak chand म्हणतो ना आपण. Then grammatical elements are also there. So these poetic devices are the tools. They are the tools used by the poets to support or to make the meaning of a poem more appealing, to augment the meaning of a poem, to add to the meaning of a poem, to make it rhythmic, to create a kind of rhythm in it. And sonically pleasing means the sounds are very much appealing to us, or to intensify the core emotion. Okay, to create the intensity. To intensify means to make them more appealing. So they can intensify the emotions, mood or feelings which are represented in the poem. And when we talk about poetic devices, we need to understand that a figure of speech is one of the poetic devices. Okay? So it is a word or phrase using figurative language. A figure of speech is a poetic device. It can be a word or a phrase which uses figurative language. And this language has other meaning than the normal meaning. Okay? The word that is used in a poem or in a story, etc., may have different meaning than the day-to-day meaning, the normal meaning. So these figures of speech have suggested meanings or implied meaning. For example, when you call somebody Gadava, Gadava is ka. When you call a human being as donkey, so it has an implied meaning. You mean to say that you are a fool. The मूर्ख आहेस का असं म्हणण्यासाठी आपण गाढव आहेस का, तो आमचा वाघ आहे. When you say when you call someone as wag, so you are suggesting bravery. It has a suggested meaning. It has an implied meaning. The meaning is understood by others. Okay. So the meaning is different from the dictionary definition. For example, when you call someone as donkey or tiger, then time you do not have that meaning of four legs. You do not have the meaning of a tail in your mind, the conceptual meaning. You have understood some other meaning. For example, donkey stands for foolishness in general. I'm not saying donkeys are foolish. In our society, generally donkeys are considered to be foolish animal. Whereas we when we call someone as tiger, that stands for bravery, courageousness. When somebody is called fox or fox, you suggest cunningness, धूर्तपणा सजेस्ट करण्यासाठी, खोटाडेपणा सजेस्ट करण्यासाठी आपण एखाद्याला लांडगा कोल्हा म्हणतो. So this is how figurative language is used. Figures of speeches are used. So they have got implied or suggested meaning. Now we express and develop them through hundreds of different rhetorical techniques. Rhetorical techniques are techniques related to making the language appealing. In a speech, for example, elocution, when you are giving a public speech, you try to make your speech more rhetorical, more appealing, and different techniques are used. We use metaphors, we use similes, sarcasm, or sometimes slang. For example, if you heard that Indurikar Maharaj, he uses sarcasm. Sarcasm means kind of criticism. ते जोमणारं असतं, लोकांना टोचणारं असं काहीतरी बोलतं. स्लँग असतं. स्लँग मीन्स द लँग्वेज which is not generally considered to be good. So such words are used. For example, you call someone Karataya. So that is a slang version. So a figure of speech can be described as any intentional deviation from literal statement or common uses. A figurative language is a kind of intentional. Intentional means deliberate deviation from our day-to-day usage of the words, because it emphasizes, clarifies. Okay, it emphasizes means you want to talk something, about something empathetically by focusing on it. You want to focus that thing. You want to clarify something to give what we call clarification, or you want to decorate. Embellish means to decorate the language. So figures of speech are used to emphasize, clarify, and embellish. So they are integral part of the language. So this is how we understand figures of speech and their importance.